Shores, Ohio. November 1st, guys. Calendar flipped to November. Wish I was chasing a buck. But we're not. Again, obviously. Right kind of even before first light. Way too dark to see. Detail anyway. I had a buck at 10 yards. He cut my track just like that buck did yesterday. And he turned around and he stood directly behind me for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, well, about 10 minutes. And stood there 30 yards. And I'm like, why is he just standing there? We have a west wind, which typically isn't a good wind to hunt the set because it's blowing to the other set of timber. And then I felt the wind on my face. I felt the wind on my face. I'm like, what the heck? It's blowing out of the east. And then he took off. So even though we have strong wind right now, we have gusts up to 30 miles an hour. It's somehow swirling back here. I don't know how. But the weather got good. It was 76 yesterday. Pressure was only at 29.8. Today the high is 55. Overnight lows tonight are going to drop into the high 30s. Pressure's on at 30.1 right now. And we have a west wind that's supposed to change northwest as the day goes on. So we're going to sit here and see how this goes, and then we're going to hunt at the arch plot tonight. That is the plan. So I'm hoping we'll get some bucks pushing some does or something. November 1st, man. Weather's right at least for today through Sunday, so we'll see what happens. So stay tuned. Welcome back. There's a buck over here by far. The biggest bodied buck I've seen so far. And yet he's like a spike. His spikes are curls. It's gotta be just flat out bad genetics. Gotta be 14 to 16 inches off his head. He was just pushing a doe. I had the doe at 50 yards and never could get a shot. But he's just meandering back here, but he's gotta be a 4.5 or 5.5 year old buck. His brisket's just sagging. He's got a big old belly. He's huge. But he was pushing a doe. She started to run into the field, turned around and ran back. And he's just kind of circling over here, so he's too far for me to get the camera on him, but at least we're getting some activity now, so stay tuned. Good afternoon, guys. We are at the arch plot tonight. It's about 4 o'clock, quarter to 4, somewhere there. And we're trying here. We're trying something a little different. So we saw 2 bucks and a doe this morning. The first time we've seen a buck chasing a doe, though. So that was kind of cool. But other than that, it's been pretty quiet. So we're sitting here tonight, try something a little different, change of scenery, and see if we can't get something. Like I said, Larry behind us cut his corn. The beans are cut here directly to the east. So the leaves are blown away. Some the food plot, and there's actually some clover popping up in here. So never know, might get something browsing through here. We'll see what happens. But the weather's good. I mean, it's super overcast right now. We got a west wind that's going to turn northwest. Pressure's a 30.2, so it's gone up. It's currently 50, but it's going to drop into the mid 40s tonight. And tomorrow's high is only like 53. So hopefully we'll see some deer moving. So I would really like to punch a doe tonight, but we'll see what happens. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. So far, no deer. But there's a big old flock of turkeys. About 110, 120 yards. And quite a few longbeards in that flock. There's no lack of turkeys this season, so that's pretty exciting. That'll be exciting for springtime. But it's funny when you see, it seems like when you see turkeys in the fall, you don't see them in the spring in the same area. I get they move, based on food, but there's a big old flock, so just want to do a little update. Got a big flock of turkeys, so stay tuned. Little guy, he's wounded though. Welcome back. It's been an eventful evening already. So I hope that's a good thing. It's only 5 o'clock. We had a whole flock of turkeys. They got to about 40 yards and went in this clear cut behind me. And just moments ago, we just had a buck go by. Probably just a 2.5-year-old buck. And he was wounded, he was limping. But he went into the clear cut, so we're gonna keep our eyes peeled. Obviously things are moving, which is a good thing, so stay tuned.